Hello, everyone. Welcome to today's session. This is our VOO Monday, and you're welcome. Okay, if you're just joining us for the first time, VOO is a project within the blockchain ecosystem that is disrupting the aviation industry. Think of what Uber did to taxis. VOO is disrupting the aviation industry using blockchain. Now, if you're wondering what that means, do not worry. We're going to be taking you through that very briefly to explain to you the value proposition of VOO and other projects that are within that ecosystem. Plus, we're going to be taking you on a quick demo of the VOO travel app. Particularly, we're going to be looking at the Nomo app. So if you're just new here, it's your first time, don't worry, you're going to be learning all about that. Nomo app, also, we're going to be looking at it. The VOO travel app, we're going to be looking at it because these apps that I'm talking about are in the same ecosystem. So there's a lot to show you on the app, the demo sessions as it were, and everything that you need to know to bring yourself up to speed with the recent developments within that ecosystem. I'm happy that we have someone who is quite knowledgeable. He is a seasoned professional with over 15 years in the maritime industry. He's an avid investor in emerging technologies. He's a blockchain expert, and he's going to be leading us in today's conversation. When you talk about all things aviation, all things VOO, then our leader for today's conversation, Coach Itwen Ndioho, is the man for the job. So welcome, and let's invite our coach to take the conversation. And after that, we'll be back for an interactive session. Coach Itwen, good evening. Good to see you. Over to you.
Good evening, Coach Christy. Thanks very much, everyone, for taking your time out to be on this call. We plan to make this short because it's just a new update. And for those who have not heard about VOO, I'll try to make a little bit of a summary about the opportunity so that you can get to take full advantage based on the information, right? So again, I'll be sharing information with you today. Okay, so this has been information collected over the years, over 3-4 years by the Genius Investors Mastermind Research Team, right? So basically the tests, get this information, test this information against what the principles of what a good opportunity is. And you're expected not to take this as an investment advice because you have to do your due diligence if you want to have adequate information on this. But again, just to let you know, this is research done over 4 years in terms of knowledge of the opportunity, application of the opportunity, and how the opportunity helps to solve the day-to-day problems of human beings, right? Particularly aviation. Okay, so today we're focusing on VOO travel, okay? And so basically VOO travel is an opportunity where you can travel around the world and get paid for doing so. I've just simplified it for you. An opportunity in the world where you can travel and get paid for doing so, right? So why is it different from all the other opportunities you've heard of before? One very big difference is the fact that it's using the blockchain. It's taking advantage of the blockchain, secure technology, anonymous. Transactions are cheaper on this particular type of platform, and there's a lot of advantage of the blockchain and aviation. Right? Some eggheads thought about how to impute this into aviation. So you can imagine if you can imagine Uber 10, 15 years ago, right? Or let's say 10 years ago, you can imagine Uber that made transportation easy, okay, where for the comfort of your journey for less than almost next to nothing, you can have the security comfort of going from one place to the other, right? So Uber made that available for everybody. But have you heard about Uber for the aviation industry? If you've not heard about it, this is what VOO Travel is doing, okay, via the VOO, okay, project. Okay, so VOO Travel is basically telling us and everyone here that, look, you can make flight bookings from the comfort of your home. You don't need the middleman to help you do so. Flight bookings that can give you over 200 options for you to choose from. And guess what? You have it at the best price. If you're looking for something cheaper, you can get it. If you're looking for something fast, you can get it. And most importantly, for the fact that you decided to use that app, you get rewarded in cryptocurrency for doing so. How is this possible, right? We had other presentations where you share this in-depth opportunity. So I'll advise you to check our earlier videos, and I will share the link and other information where you can get that. Okay, so VOO Travel is back. It was down for some time. Okay, and basically what has changed is that, of course, there was the issue concerning the global data services provided, and the app had to come down a bit so that information that is being displayed is the best one, okay, and most valuable one. And so the booking functionality of the app is now up and running, okay? And with that, what it means is that if you are getting cash rewards, you can now get those cash rewards again, okay? Because remember, what the app just does is connect the business owners, okay, so those who own flights, to you, the customer. And the same way Uber does the connection of the person who owns the car to the customer who wants the car. So VOO is not interested, or VOO doesn't directly deal with the maintenance of the airplanes, doesn't have to do with the ownership of the airports, doesn't have to do with the ownership of the things or the pilots that are there. It just says that, look, we have a functionality where we can connect you for the best experience without you having to stress yourself. From the comfort of your home, you can connect to over 1,000 flights, choose your preferred routes, okay, for just less than nothing. Whether it's a private jet, whether it's a commercial jet. So that booking functionality is not available, right? So if you decide to go into the VOO app, which I'm going to share with you later on today, you can see your flight routes, you can see flight availability, you can see rates, okay? And all this is now back online. Of course, the cashback program is now available. So what it means is that there are rewards from using the app. And how are those rewards done? Basically, if I like, if just like Uber, right? If you're coming to visit me in my locality in southern Nigeria, right? I will give you my address and tell you, oh, download Uber and just put that address and it can take you to where I am. Simple, efficient, okay? And so for sharing that information with you, downloading Uber, you don't get anything for it. The best we can get is you are able to come to me in order for us to interact, okay? But how have you ever expanded this into aviation before, where for sharing the opportunity of giving you this app, I get paid for doing so. And how do I get paid? Is that there's a certain percentage of flight bookings done by who you have referred be given back to you. The advantage is that the person gets his flight bookings done, paid on time, flies, okay? The person who did the booking also earns from flying, and I, who did the referral, also earn from the person flying. So it's a win-win game for everybody, right? So that cashback option is now available, okay? And the fact that it is done on a blockchain means that the delayed payments are eliminated and transaction costs are cheaper. So you can imagine flight bookings being done every single day, every single minute, right? So if I was going to reward you for having if I was going to reward you for having expanded the knowledge and the use and the awareness of the app, that means the payment has to be like this. And you cannot do that in a traditional airline operating system. It has to be on a decentralized system, and the blockchain is the best way to go, right? So all your tokens, okay, that is one advantage again. All the tokens from the VOO miles are owned by you. So again, you have VOO miles given to you for flights being booked using your referral code, right? So VOO doesn't own the token. You and I own the token because, of course, we are part of the community. So for every revenue that is generated, and that is an expanded version of VOO. So we are looking at VOO travels, we are looking at hotel bookings, we are looking at events being done. All these are part of the VOO, or part of the VOO travel experience, right? So all the purchases done concerning these various activities, right, will require a purchase of the VOO tokens from an exchange. Of course, any tokens are required because that is a particular blockchain that is powering this project and ecosystem. Okay, so now that we have that, okay, what's left for us? It's just for us to share the app with our friends. Tell them, look, there's a better opportunity for you to fly and also earn from flying. So what you will see in the next few months is families are registering their families are registering themselves online, right? And father has his referral, shares it with the mom, shares it with the kids. They all go around, do their various booking, and they are earning from each other flying every single time and any time they fly. That is quite fantastic. Okay. We have improved a notch higher, right? By having this being put in the Nomo app as a weapon. So initially, what we had earlier was the VOO Travel app alone as a standalone application. So whether you had a an Apple device or you had an Android device, you will go to your Play Store, download, and have this done. Okay. So now we've made it a lot easier by putting it where? In the normal app as a weapon. And what's the fantastic thing as a weapon? Imagine a wallet that has a lot of features like a phone. Okay, so in that wallet, every single application can be downloaded, upgraded, modified within that wallet. Just a semblance of what Apple Store does to applications, right? But there's a wallet that can do that right now, and that wallet is a normal wallet. And so with the various weapons coming in, that wallet can hold your crypto payments. So you can imagine where you have a payment to be done, right? Like in terms of booking an app, you can do this straight from your no from your travel app in your normal wallet. Okay, you can do that payment, and then imagine all the rewards that are coming. Since this application is inside the wallet, the payment rewards coming every day just go straight into the wallet. So it's a seamless operation. You don't necessarily need to leave that. More updates on the normal wallet will be done in another video, but this is just one of the innovative ways that we are telling people that, look, there is something powering the ecosystem. Okay, it has a wallet that enables you have seamless payments. Okay, and last but not the least is that instead of you having to go to the app and then having to connect to the wallet, why don't you just do everything inside the wallet? So you can make your apps, book for your holidays, book for your events, everything done within your wallet. Payment seamless because of course it's a crypto transfer and transfer payment and everything goes in, right? So there is an instant access just like you can see there. Of course, the normal wallet is inside, so payment is quite easy. And then this obviously is the foundation for crypto, okay? So you can download the VOO Travel weapon from the website you are seeing there. Or if you have a friend that invited you, just tell them to share with you their link. It's free. For you to download the normal app is free. For you to have the full travel app is free. But of course, you've right now you have to know someone in order for you to have this app registered. So whoever it is that invited you to this meeting, please reach out to them and tell them that you want to have your VOO Travel app loaded and set. Okay, so you can log in there and do a lot of things you want to do. I'm going to show you a demo right now so that you can have an understanding of what this is going to of how powerful this is. Okay, so let's go straight to a demo session. I will stop sharing my screen there and then move on to this. All right. Okay, share. Okay, so Coach Christy, please can you confirm you are seeing my screen? Stop share. Okay. Let's see.
Yes, coming up.
Can you see? Let's see. Yes, okay. I'll stop the other participant sharing. All right. Okay, right now. So we are going to our normal app. Okay, so this is the VOO Travel app. I have it here. Okay, so it's a standalone app, but like I said, the innovation we're having here is that this has already been put into the normal app, right? So we can go in here to the app. I put in my details and then I scroll to the weapons. So all these are the weapons. All these are the weapons that are there. You can see the VOO Travel app as the last one. Okay, so if you want to, if you're on the VOO Travel, if you're on the normal app and you don't know where to download that, just search for the Discover Weapon button, click on it, Okay, and then it will give you an opportunity to search. So you can search. Okay, so I already have the VOO travel here. So you can search for it. Okay, so like we said, one of the most powerful tools generated by this or having this normal app is that if there's an update, it gives you that update automatically. So there's an update already here asking me to do an update, right? So I'll just click on that and then I will just let it go. So the update takes less than 30 seconds, right? It just does that and then it asks me to launch back again. So I can launch it. And like I said, this is just for you to have access to um, the weapons. So if there's a weapon you don't have on your homepage on the Nomo app, you can go to the weapon and then download that. Okay. So we'll just let that load a bit. Network is a bit slow. Yeah, so you can see them. You can see all the apps there. The ones with the red on the right-hand side means it's downloaded. The ones on the right means it's not yet added. Okay, so let's go to, so I can search for them, VOO, anything related to VOO, and it will bring out all the options for me. So you have the VOO calendar, right? Downloaded already. Okay, so you can see that flight control, VOO Gold and VOO One. Okay, so since we already have the VOO travel, we can just log in from there and sorry, let's close this. Okay. What's Stop sharing? Okay. Sorry, let's go back in there again. Right, so you can go in there and access your VOO bookings and all that, right? So, but for the particular exercise today, I'm going to go in through the app. So both ways, any way can work for you, right? So just click here. If I click the VOO travel, it loads the web on for me, and I can go in there straight. The experience is basically the same, but the advantage of this is that you're already inside the normal app. So whatever payments that are required, it just takes you straight from there. It's a seamless operation. Okay, so I'll just wait for that to load. Okay, you can try that out. It loaded earlier, but just for network purposes, I will just go straight to the standalone application. So it's taking its time to load. All right, so that's it there. So fantastic, it's up. Okay. So you have the opportunity. Of course, this is going to be like a marketplace where you're seeing every activity that is happening around in the world, especially if there are events, hospitality, promos, whatever it is that comes in terms of the aviation industry. You get to see that at the homepage. Okay. So this is it. It's basically the same interface, but I'll proceed to the standalone app. Right, so this is a standalone app. Okay, so next. Okay, so like we said, it's basically the same. It's basically the same thing here, right? Yes, you're just seeing it in a different way. So all you have where you can unlock your various destinations, have as much as possible your experiences all done there. The most important thing here, like I said, is that for every activity that is done here, if you had referred someone, whether the person is interested in traveling, whether the person just wants to go to a hotel to have the weekend to relax themselves, or the person is planning to go for a football event or a movie award event, right? If they do that straight from this app, you earn every single time they do that booking. So I want to log in. So again, the possibility of logging in, if you're already on your normal app, right? It just logs in automatically. But with this, you need to log in again. So if you've not created a username and password, you can always do that. If you're trying to create, it will ask you for an invitational code. You can see that there. Always ensure that you get the invitational code from your friend if you have to continue registering. But since this account is existing, I'll log on with my VOO one. Okay. So once I do that, let's see, it automatically will go back in. So again, this is just another advantage with having this. Okay, let's go back in. Fantastic. So it's in there, all right? And I just need to go back to the app again. Okay, let's try it once more. Authorize. Okay, fine. It's authorized. Okay, I go back into the app. That's fine. I'm already in, right? So there's some functionalities that come with booking. Like I tell you, it's the bomb. Most of the booking agents don't have this, right? If you are a frequent flyer and you want to have access to a lot of information without bothering your booking agent, right? So let's say I had a request today, okay, from a friend. I wanted to go from Cagliari, right, to another airport in Canada, right? So we did something fantastic, Calgary. Yeah, so this is from Calgary to Regina, okay? So he says he wants to go from Calgary to Regina. So let's go to Regina. Let's go for Regina in Canada, right? So he wants to travel on the 20th. And then he made a specific a specific request. So it's a return. He wants to travel on the 20th and then from Calgary and then leave Calgary back to, or leave Regina back to Calgary on the 21st. So again, this was quite easy to do. So we set this up and then we said, okay, let's search for that opportunity. And so it goes, okay? And so imagine if I needed to do this. First of all, yeah, if you had the experience like I had some few days ago, if I was looking for an opportunity to fly, I would start thinking which of the airline goes to. In my locality, for example, Lagos to Port Harcourt, I try to think which of the airline goes to Port Harcourt, which has disappointed me earlier, which doesn't fly. So I keep booking, I keep going from Airpeace, for example, to Aero, from Aero to Arik, from Arik to ValueJet, from ValueJet to Mass Air. I'm Dana Air. I'm searching over I have 6 or 7 tabs open, trying to look for a flight for a particular day. But the most fantastic thing about this app is that what? It gives me 371 results, right? Taking into consideration the airlines that will be going through that place, okay? So I can decide to say, okay, I want the cheapest one. It brings out the cheapest flight. I want the fastest flight. It brings out, I can choose all those algorithms here, okay? So let's see something fantastic that was requested here. So my friend said that, look, I want to leave on the 21st. I want to leave first flight. Okay. And that is an early morning flight. I want the first flight on Regina going back to Calgary. Okay. So you can see this yellow button that looks like a funnel on the top right-hand side. If you select it, look at, you can filter it to as best as possible. So it's already telling me here that there are 3 airlines that will operate these flights, okay? WestJet has 270 flights, Air Canada, and there's Air Not, okay? So what do? I said, okay, look, okay, my outbound flights or the return flights, okay? I want them as early as 6 to 11. So I want early flights, okay? So I can do this search across all the airlines, across all that 371 results, and it can produce me the best information I want. So if I want it at the cheapest cost, I can get that, okay? So you can see here, in Calgary, I want to leave at 9:35 a.m. Arrive there 10, it's a 1 hour flight, maximum 2 hours flight. Do my business, and I want to leave first thing in the morning, 6 a.m. All this is available for me right here. So you can see that there are 154 results out of 371. So I can do this from the comfort of my home. I don't need a third-party intervention. And when it gets to time to make the payment, all I need to do is just complete the required information. Yeah, so of course it's taking that, okay. So if I had the VOO miles, you can see that if I had the VOO miles, all right, I can pay with just less than the total fee, of course, because I've accumulated miles, okay. So I just input the traveler's details. If it's this detail that is mine, okay, so I can start with this detail, and then if there's any other passenger going, if there's none, I can choose, okay. So I can choose here. As I said, it was one person going, so of course there's a summary here. Has to be an adult, right? So let's continue with adult one. Let's see, traveler's details. just one adult. Those on board, just one adult, right? Show summary. And I can just continue. Let's see. Okay. Choose traveler. Yes, I was on board. Okay, right. So again, I could just okay. So what's happened is that since this is my app, right? It shows the contact information of who is doing this viewing. Okay, so if I want to travel and this is not the person traveling, okay, so this is the person I'm booking for. So I'm booking for this lady, and she's going to go. I'm going to go ahead and make further payments. Okay, so this is just a summary of the flights and the traveler's details. So this general information is me just behaving like a booking agent. And then I go ahead, do the necessary terms and conditions, and proceed to make payments, and my flight is already booked. So you can see that with this, I've not only shortened my whatever it is I need in order to have my payments done. Okay, so it takes me to payment and then to complete that. So I've not only shortened the request for the information I need, I have been able to save myself a lot of money in terms of having the middleman come and do the booking for me. Again, like I said, as I'm doing this booking, I earn from the person that is going to be flying. Of course, there's a certain percentage given to me for the person flying any time and every time the person flies. Okay, so that's about the app. Okay, so you have your trips captured here, just a short summary, and then you have your team, your crew. Like I said, once you start to share this app with everyone, right, you can, as much as possible, build your team. There's nothing stopping you for having more than 1,000 crew. Okay, once you use this app and you have the advantages, you have nothing else than just wanting to share with friends and families, which you should do because again, it's doesn't cost anything in order for you to do so. Okay, so that comes to the end of the demo, right? And then, of course, like we said, there is something always powering this, and it's the Nomo app. Okay, so the Nomo app has changed. Okay, so if you've not had the latest version, please go and download the latest version, right? Where your user experience improvements is different right now. They've been able to do something to work on Windows and Linux systems. So you also have testing is being done on iOS, okay, and the desktop apps where you can have this downloaded. And then, of course, your new backup tools that helps you improve your security, okay? And so this is available on the Nomo app. If you've not shared it, if you've not shared the Nomo app earlier, if you don't have it, you can download it and then test the web ones that I showed you earlier and then have your nice experience, okay? So I've shown you an opportunity where, like I said, you can use the app, get your code, share with your friends. The app is free. So whether you want to download it as a web-on within the normal app or a standalone, the process is still the same. You can share that with your friends and let them download. Let them see the opportunities, especially those that fly a lot, okay? And in this June, we're expecting with the partnership with Amadeus, right? We're expecting a lot more to be coming in terms of hotels, in terms of events, right? Where people who don't necessarily fly international flights can fly local or can go for an event in their locality, and they can do all this in the app. So you never know what experience your friend sitting next to you or your family wants to have. Okay, it may not be traveling, it may be visiting, it may be holidaying. They have all these options in the VOO travel app, which you can go there and download, right? Free of charge. Okay, so like I said, as we end this call today, if you already have the app, please share it with your families and friends because there's a lot of passive income in doing so. Last but not the least, right? Are you a VOO Gold member or do you have the VOO Hub, right? If you are, or if you're one, right, you are one of the selected few who are powering this ecosystem. And how do you do that? You're not only providing liquidity that is being used to pay the flights, you're not only providing liquidity for the rewards being given out or incentives, but you're also a co-owner of this particular ecosystem, right? So whether it is half a hub, whether it's a 1/4 hub, whether it's one hub, two hubs, or even 18 hubs makes you a full gold member, you are already a winner in this ecosystem. And there is an opportunity right now. The hubs are available for you to purchase. The VOO slots are limited. They're just 500, and almost more than half of that has already been filled, right? The VOO hubs are available for you to be a VOO Gold member. You need to have 18 hubs, and that is a lot of liquidity, right? And that liquidity dictates a lot, right? So we are not only looking at it as you being providing liquidity for the ecosystem to run, you're looking at the share value of the organization called Avinog VOO, right? In terms of the profit and where they plan to be in future. And just for statistics wise purpose, we are looking at a $15 trillion economy by 2030. Where VOO is saying that, look, we just want 5% of the world's market share in that. So if you imagine what 5% of 15 trillion is, and imagine the profits that it generated, a profit generated by a company that doesn't own an airline, company that does not own the staff, that does not own an airport, right? Just like Uber. So Uber's overhead is minimal. Why? Because they're only just providing technology. And technology right now is the in thing in the world. And if you have an opportunity like the aviation industry that is bigger than the land transportation and pharmaceutical industry put together, you being a co-owner of it is passive income for years to come. Income that you can pass on to your next generation. That opportunity is here. That opportunity is now. We already have a live working app going, people flying. You can see me doing bookings. You can share this app with your friends. You never know whenever it is they want to fly. You never know the experience they want to have. But you just listening to this today, you have an opportunity to share it with them. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. I'll hand you over to Coach Christy, who will moderate till the end of the presentation. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so very much, Coach Itwen, for that very wonderful presentation, for the demo session, and as well reminding us the value proposition for the VOO ecosystem. And guests, it's time to get your feedback on all that's been done today. Any question, any contributions? I can see Lawrence is in the house. Lawrence, you want to share a minute or two?
No, I think I've done this up. Sorry.
So that's the simple one audio.
Yeah.
Yes. I want to. Okay. Is it better now?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you, Coach Itwen. I want to say thank you to the opportunity and the update. I just smile because for once we have a project that is different from many of the projects on the blockchain, cryptocurrency, tokens, and all those blah, blah, blah. 3% of everything you're seeing today are the ones that are backed by real world assets. A whopping 97% or more, will not survive or may not survive. Let me not say will not. May not survive because they don't have real use case value. Problem can be solved compared to its alternative. So VOO has proven that, being number one to attempt to put sanity to the travel industry. Some of us who travel know what we go through, comparing tickets from one website to the other. Even today, I have a friend who is comparing tickets. The headache alone, we prefer to delegate it to an agent to do that for us. So an app solves like more than 50% of that headache for you and still pays you for doing that. In one app, you buy your airline ticket. In the same app, you might book a ship cruise if you're interested, or a special restaurant for birthdays and things, special events, for example. Or even being able to book a train ticket in one place, and every booking, each and every booking, you get a rebate. Just think about that. Each and every booking, not only you, members of your crew. So I would say congratulations to all of us who know about VOO, especially those listening for the first time. You want to really take this information very seriously because the world is full of hype. Do you know that statistics have it that it's only about 5% of the world population that can beat their chest and say they are both rich and wealthy? You'll be asking yourself, then what happened to the 95%? Talk is cheap. Hype is easy. Pancake, makeup, and all of that is different from substance. You can have both, don't get me wrong. But the substance comes first. People don't buy a thing because of the packaging. They buy a thing because of the value it represents. There was a time I didn't know how to pronounce the name Mark Zuckerberg. But when Facebook became a thing, I learned how to pronounce the name. You know. So what I'm saying in effect is I'm a proud, what I call it, user of the VOO app. I'm a proud owner of the VOO hubs, and I encourage everybody to look in that direction. And I'm a proud supporter of the VOO project for many reasons, some of which each one has already told us. But again, you want to own something that is appreciating in value. You want to own an asset instead of a liability. It is the ownership of an asset that generates cash flow. If there's any secret to wealth, that is it. Own an asset and let the asset be generating both cash flow and capital appreciation. So the VOO portends that. Cash flow because every time bookings are done, you get some rebate. Capital appreciation because the company use the money used in buying the ticket, part of it, to buy their own token and then give the token out again. So the token therefore has utility, and the utility is prepared by travel money. You can't stop travel. People must move. It's one of the characteristics of living things. People must move. Right? Why not make money as people move? Do you get the point? Because some other tokens, they don't have anything that is backing them. They don't have any economic activity that must happen. And when those economic activities do happen or does happen, you get paid. Think about it. Other people's money, other people's time, other people's experience, other people's cabadas. Part of it is entering your pocket because of participation in the VOO project. So I saw this project in 2022, and I fell in love with it. So 3 years down the line, it's coming out clear for everybody that look. This is the future of aviation. So you better own part of it. If they had called you when Uber was setting out in 2010, thereabouts, to come and own Uber shares, would you have come? Today, Uber is between $60 and $70. For one, you can ask Google, what is the price of Uber today? And what was the price of Uber in 2010 when Uber was launched about that time?
It's over
you see
80.
That over $80 now.
Yes.
So I'm even living in the past, over $80 now. So if you had invested $5,000 15 years ago, you'll be making about $20 million now for $5,000. $5,000 invested in VOO in 2010 and you didn't sell is worth over 20 or about $20 million as we speak. Think about that. So that is gone, isn't it? Almost gone. Because you can still buy it at $80 now in the market today. How about VOO? VOO says, don't buy the token, buy the hub that is minting the token for you. Think about that. Don't buy the egg, but buy the fowl that lays the egg on a daily basis. Think about that. And it's still selling as you're hearing my voice now. That is the good news. And now, because this is not a birthday party, you will not see a lot of people come to the presentation. Because it's not a political party, you will not see a lot of people come to the presentation. This is why 5% of the world population will always be financially stable. Why 95% will be wondering what happened and begging, technically. Why? Inability to process information or take the right risk. But if you go and bring one meme coin or one Ponzi scheme now, that they will pay you 200% in 1 month, you see a lot of people rushing to go there. And when finally they get hot, they say, oh, the whole system is a scam. The whole system is not a scam. It's greed that is scamming people. So VOO is different. Remember, I'm being here since 2023. 2022, I meant to say. 3 years down the line now. And I'm still standing, waiting, because I know that fortune is created gradually, not overnight. Real wealth is built, not by trading. With due respect to traders, trading is an economic activity, no doubt. But real wealth is not by buying and selling. It's buying, holding an asset that will give you cash flow over time and still give you capital appreciation. Source of information, the renowned Warren Buffett, arguably one of the biggest renowned investors in recent history, still alive, over 70 years of age. He said, and I quote, that if you don't make money when you sell, but rather you make money when you buy. So when you buy, if you do the right research like we did,
Lawrence?
Okay, I think we lost him there.
Yeah. Anyway, but I love
Quite a good
the
analysis.
Energy, yeah. Okay, does anyone want to contribute before we wrap it up for today? Okay, all right. In that case, would call it an evening. Thank you, everyone who joined us. Remember, we are talking about the revolution of the aviation industry. You don't want to sit on the sidelines or be a bystander. This is a time for you to ask yourself, where is the world headed and how is technology playing a role in the aviation industry? Remember, the aviation industry turns over GDP that is more than that of the pharmaceutical industry and the automobile industry combined. So there's a lot of value locked in there, and you want to prepare yourself, you want to position yourself for the next wave of wealth transfer. So that's all we've been doing and sharing with you. We'll be back again next Monday. So do take notes. Mondays are for VOO, right? So Monday, 8 p.m. West African time, 7 p.m. GMT, and that should be around 9 p.m. CET. So wherever you are across the globe, you can always be part of our sessions. We talk about the business presentation behind VOO. We talk about the VOO travel app, the VOO airport, VOO house, VOO metropolis, everything within the VOO ecosystem. And you do not want to miss out. Of course, if you know other people who would benefit from these types of conversation, then also extend the invitation to them. Special thanks to our lead and coach, Coach Ituen, for always being here and educating us on all the possibilities that are available to us leveraging VOO. Thank you so much and looking forward to seeing you next week. It's from my own end. Bye-bye. Bye, guys.
Bye.